and welcome to our Amazing Race season finale recap show, where Comedy Joan and I are going to fill you guys in on everything that you missed or that we thought about the season finale of The Amazing Race. Will we cover it again? Won't we? We don't know. We'll find out on this show. But if you've missed any of our content, it's over on YourRealityRecaps.com. That's where you can watch all these previous shows back. Of course, all of our Big Brother content is over there as well. So if you have one more day for Trash Draft, or by the time this show posts, it will be the last day. You have to 8 p.m. on Sunday to enter the Trash Draft to get your live feeds. Check out our live feed shows, live feed updaters over on Twitter. Everything is over on our website, YourRealityRecaps.com/BB21. And then, of course, the little asterisk is when the shows are live, just our Big Brother shows, they're live over on the TV Co app or on the TV Co website. So you don't have to just watch in a browser. But then after, they're in all the regular places. Of course, you guys are in YouNow right now, but if you're not, make sure you become a fan there, because of course we're still doing shows there every single day. John's cooking show, this show, Bravo recap shows, Survivor, all of our shows will be there every single day live. It's just the Big Brother ones that aren't. And if you want to help support our shows, YourRealityRecaps.com/Patreon. You get access to the Patreon-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows. It really helps support our shows, as does doing a one-time donation at YourRealityRecaps.com/PayPal. Or if you're on YouTube, thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment below, 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes. Great free ways to help. Or share our stuff on social media, and make sure you're following us on social media. Because if you didn't, you would never know when I'm live and get to hear me say stuff like, "Hey everyone, it's Comedy Jonah."
Hey everybody.
Who are you talking to?
Talking to me, myself, and I.
I think you're talking to your dog.
Oh, you heard that?
Yes, I can hear you. They can't hear you, but I, John, I hear all.
No, my little mook book. It's hot. He's just laying on the floor.
Oh, it's sad. Are you a poor person without AC?
We don't have AC in Seattle.
Oh, I'm sorry you can't afford that.
Not that we can't afford it, it's just not available.
Oh no, there's no air conditions in that state?
No, it's just not a common thing. But yeah, we need to get some. We need to afford it. That's why I'm working so much. That's why I missed the last show, because I'm working it.
You got to get that AC money. Yes, we apologize.
Got to get that AC money.
Oh, I wish I had AC money, but I don't mean air conditioning. You know what I want to tell the people, and what maybe you should tell the people, John, is to spread the word and let everyone know that we're live. Go, you now. Spread the word. Tell everyone that we're live. Share it. Share the show.
Spread it.
Go.
Spread it. Oh,
We're
and
live.
happy Pride, everybody. What?
Happy Pride. Happy Big Brother. See, that's where they all are. They're all watching the damn feeds. So they're going to watch this later. And make sure you become a fan here, and you'll get alerted when we go live. John and I got to go off. Wait. Before we get into that, let me just say, you were saying before we went live that you're going away again.
I'm gone next week again. I'm
Right.
going camping.
Oh, camping or glamping?
Yeah. Well, I'm in a cabin, so I guess glamping. There's actually a bed. There's just no running water in the cabin.
So what if you have to wash your hands?
In the lake.
What if you have to poop?
In the lake. No,
so
there's
you're
bathrooms.
putting your poop water on your hands?
There's bathrooms. There's faucets. Just not in the cabin.
All right, you're not going camping. You're going to a nice cabin in the woods.
With no running water. That's camping.
Maybe it'll turn out like the movie Cabin in the Woods.
There's a movie? Should I watch it before I go?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think you should. It is called
Is
Cabin
it scary,
in
or
the
does it
Woods.
have Disney characters in it?
Oh, it's so Disney-esque. You'll love
Is
it.
it?
None of the people in that cabin get stalked, tortured, and murdered. If only they had running water to throw at the murderers.
I may do a campfire cooking show. We'll see how my internet is.
Oh, really?
Really? I've got some really good ideas that I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
And so if I can just get it on a
If you have
connection,
Wi-Fi.
I've got a global hotspot that I leased.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. I mean, this thing works in Argentina. It should work in Idaho. Okay.
What are you saying bad about Argentina, John?
No, I said this global hotspot that I leased
Yeah.
works in Argentina. It's a global hotspot.
Oh yeah, I was taking that as like if it can even work in Argentina, that wretched place, it'll totally work in America.
America?
America.
Is that what you said? America?
Well, it is all the more reason why you people need to be following Here on You now, or if you miss it and can't watch it live, that's why you should be a subscriber, because John's cooking around the world shows are only available on You now. They don't exist anywhere else.
All over the world.
All over the world, John is cooking. And you know where one of those places John might be cooking one day? In London. In London, where the teams are off to, John, for their final leg of the race. Were you excited for them to bring it back home to America to end the race?
America? Of course I am. They're just on the other side of the world. I'm like, how are they going to do this? What's the next city? So London just made sense.
It did. And now, here's the thing, show-offs. I love how at the start of this leg of the race, you know, as we've seen all season long, when you check in determines how, you know, how long you get to start on the next leg. So if you checked in first, you leave first. Then if the next team didn't check in for 10 minutes, they don't get to leave for another 10 minutes. Colin and Christy, coming in first in the last leg of the race, decide to start off the finale by going, you know what? We're just going to wait for our friends. We want to race with our friends on this final leg of the race for $1 million. Who cares if we have a 15-minute head start? We're just going to wait for them.
They're just so sweet. I just love all the camaraderie with those four.
Let's just say we were playing The Amazing Race and we were on opposite teams and we somehow made it to the finale. I would make sure that the night before I ground up Xanax, put it in your cookies. I would tie all of your shoes together. I would find out creative ways to sabotage you at the hotel we're staying at before you take off.
And it would be even a sweeter win when I beat you.
It probably would.
I'd be asleep, but I'd have to be carried over.
Is that what
over the mat?
Is that what sweet dreams means? But I did love, because in the beginning, they make it seem like they're waiting for everyone. So, like, Colin and Kristen are waiting for Tyler and Corey, and they're going to wait for the Afghanimals, and they're like, not Nicole and Victor. They're like, nah.
Nobody did. I mean, even the Afghanimals they waited for, but nobody, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, nah, we're not waiting for Nicole and Victor. Let's go. This is a party for the Amazing Race teams only, not for you at all, Nicole and Victor. So I thought it was hysterical. But here's the thing, though. I think they were smart enough to realize we're going to London. Therefore, we're going to get on a flight. It doesn't matter if we get to the airport 10 minutes before them. So let's just try and look good on TV for this last fight. But I like how when they get to the airport, Nicole and Victor see the Afghanimals, and Victor's like, I'm not talking to them.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you either. Just so stupid.
It's like you guys are playing a game.
No wonder nobody's waiting for them. I mean, who knows what we're not seeing, the other things that they're doing that are it's probably so irritating that the other teams are like, ugh, enough.
So incredibly gross. Whatever. So all of Twitter hates Nicole and Victor, and then we move on. That's when it was live. Everyone's like, oh, they're complaining again. One surprise. So they get to the airport, they book their flights, then they land in London. They're off from London. They're leaving. They land back, and then we find out they have to book taxis. What is this about? You have to you can't just go to the street and be like, ooh, I want a taxi. You can't just go
like in New York, like in Seattle, and wave a taxi down. You have to go to a little store and book it.
Really?
But it's proper. It's the proper way to do it, Alec.
Well, maybe if you didn't spend so much time drinking tea and eating biscuits, you would be able to go to the street and wave a taxi like a normal
Well,
person.
that you have the time. It's like time management. You have the time to drink your tea and eat your biscuits because you know your cab's going to be arriving in, 10 minutes.
Whatever, I don't like it. I like to be able to go out of the street and say, "Hello, white man. White man, stop for me. White man, please stop. No problem." They stop for me, no problem.
Oh
They'll
my
stop for me, no problem. They can't tell the gay
God.
right away. They
Are
just
you
see a
not
white man
banned from
waving.
this yet?
They're like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
money, money." And then I'm like,
Now are you not
so
excited?
so the teams now have to take a helicopter ride over to Dover.
Amazing.
So beautiful, such a beautiful.
I so want to go on a helicopter ride. Have you been on one?
I have not been on a helicopter ride, nor do I want to get in that death trap.
Alrighty then, but you don't have a problem screaming at a cab.
No, I'll get in a cab before I get in a helicopter. You know how they're always like, they're 1 in a million that a plane crashed, and how many plane crashes have you seen in your lifetime, whatever, although I feel like there's been a lot lately. I feel like every year there's at least 2 helicopter crashes on the news.
I never hear about them.
Well, they're always here in New York. They're always crashing. So
I just think we're a little safer here on the West Coast.
maybe you're just more lubricated over there, so you're more relaxed. When the plane crashes, you're more flexible. You're not all rigid. So they make it to their first roadblock. They have to crack the code. They have to, meet the little soldier people. Those soldiers were hot. Meet the little soldiers. The soldiers are like, "Let's go. You gotta come downstairs. You gotta figure out this code." I swear to God, you know that gif of like the lady and she's looking and there's all like the math formulas around her, like swirling around, like very. I still don't understand how you crack that code. I didn't get it. It was like, here's the key, and A is 1, and B is 5, and this is
Well, you had to
6.
listen for the 3 words, and then it had a little thing with all the numbers, and like A was 1, and this, and then you had to fill it in,
Yeah.
and then it wrote out with a message.
No, because if it was that
And
easy,
that's how
everyone
Christy
would've
got hers confused because she transferred the 10 and the 1 with the different letters, which didn't write out the thing has begun or whatever, the war.
I didn't get it. I watched the directions like 3 times. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if in the title of this show, for when I post it, I make the title in the code?
Should.
Well, after the 3rd time of trying to just understand how they crack the code and realized it makes no sense at all, I was like, I'm over that joke.
I was more confused with the vault than I was with the code.
Well, we'll get to the vault because first before they're even off to do this vault, when they're all getting their directions from the army man, once again we have Nicole. "Oh, the teams are working against me. Oh, me and Victor. Oh, why is everyone against us? Oh, why? Oh, soldiers, kill them. Oh, kill those team soldiers. They hate us. Oh."
Why does everybody hate us? I wish it was my birthday again. Oh
my God, I just can't. And then, but what I did like to see, although it was a little bit shady, was the Corey and Christy deciding, all right, let's work together to do, do this code, to crack this code. So, the Afghanimals, we should have said, are in first this whole time. The Afghanimals have taken over first place. They cracked the code. They're on the move.
They got back in the helicopter. They're off to London.
They're off. They have and this is every single season that they've been on, 3 seasons now. They always go in this spot. So they're trying to break their leaving on the 11th leg curse at this point. But so Corey and Christy are like, let's work together. And then they start cutting Victor out. They're like,
oh, they were just like, but we just want to make sure that we don't want him to know that we're working together. And then he stood up and whispered in her ear.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
and then there's Victor, the cutouts. Victor, I think they're working together.
Oh my God.
Really?
I can't. I can't. When
I think they're working together.
when they were legitimately like, we must keep it a secret, and then just stand up and whisper in her ear, I was like,
hey,
okay.
we don't want them to know that we're working together. Okay.
Okay. Victor is a good clue solver. Victor is he picks up on all the clues. Clues that people are working together. He can crack codes. I did have to say, I was a little shocked that Victor got it ahead of them. I did not think that, I mean, apparently working with somebody is only good if you didn't know what you were doing, because apparently that working together really slowed them down.
Well, I think neither one of them was really understanding it. And then, of course, Corey says, he got it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't tell Christy.
Right.
Ran out and said, oh, I told her how to do it. And then we're just waiting and waiting for Christy. And then she hands the thing in and it looks like German.
I mean, that was awkward, especially since if you know now, like, now that the season's over, like if you've been looking on Twitter and stuff, like Tyler and Corey are doing all these tweets being like, we love Colin and Christy. They were our favorite team. Their season was the first season that we watched. If we couldn't win, we wanted them to win. Like they're just like all like that on social media. And I'm like, you could have just told her the answer. You could have just said, the answer is, and told it to her. Instead, you're trying to confuse her, being like, wrap around, switch it around to the first and the third, and switch the 10 and the 2, and then on the 1, and then spell it backwards, and you're totally going to get it, but I gotta go. No more time.
And I told her how to do it, so she's fine.
Yeah. And then I told her how to do it. Everything's okay. I totally told her how to do it.
And she wasn't fine. It took her forever to do it.
I'm just saying that was a bitchy game move on Corey's part. That was some
bitchy game move, but they wanted to win, and
they did. They wanted to win. So once they got that done, once all the teams got that done, they have to go off to the Piccadilly Circus and find the Golden Queen. I don't like circuses. Circuses.
Not even like Cirque du Soleil or anything?
Oh my God, I've told you this story 900 times. We went to Cirque du Soleil in Vegas. We went to go see that O show, and I'm telling all of you people right now, you just save your money. It's people jumping in a pool. I looked at Hubs. I looked at my best friend. We were 10 minutes into the show, and I went, I'm good. Anybody else ready to leave? Because this is people jumping in a pool in the Cirque du Soleil. And we left. Walked right out.
What about the Beatles one? Isn't there like a Beatles one?
I don't like the Beatles.
Oh.
I mean, all Vegas is all Cirque du Soleil. It's all Cirque. I will say Ka, which is not really Cirque du Soleil, is the best thing that Vegas has to offer. But whatever, that's just me. Okay, so they're off to the Piccadilly Circus. They have to find the Golden Queen to get their next clue. Of course, Leo and Jamal get there. Nicole and Victor arrive second because they were able to cut off Colin and Christy and Tyler. Then Tyler gets there third. We finally see Colin and Christy come out. They're getting in their helicopter ride to like go back over now. And of course, Christy's crying. I just couldn't get the clue, sweetheart. I just couldn't do it. And he's like, he just does that like, I'm gonna wipe the tear with my thumb on your face. He's like, but I can't. I lost the race for us. I lost it, Colin. I lost the race for us. As soon as I saw that scene, I was like, they're either out on fourth or they won. Like, that's it. As soon as I saw they were putting that in the edit, I'm like, it's either they're out forced or they're winning this game. There's no in between. They're trying to trick us.
Well, and I mean, he was consoling her, and he was like, listen, we're not out yet. And he's kept his cool. But, as the show goes on a little bit, he starts to lose a little bit. Like, there were times when I'm like, oh my gosh, is this it? Is this it?
He's cracking. Well, the teams that find the detour, The teams that find the Golden Queen now get their detour, where it is no or row. In order to do the no part of this detour, you have to memorize a taxi route, which is basically just memorizing 22 locations. Or row in a competitive, like, Olympic-style rowboat. Who the hell knew that was going to be so hard?
Who knew that would be so hard?
Yeah.
I was stunned when the Afghanimals, as soon as they were pushed out, they're like, we went off. I was like, oh my gosh. Especially when you see the Olympic, rowers, the girls making it look so easy. But, we have a lot of that at the University of Washington here off Lake Washington. I see it all the time, and it doesn't look like it would be that hard, but I was shocked.
Apparently that boat will tip in a second.
A hot second. Could you imagine you and I on it?
No, because everyone kept saying you need to use all your core strength to hold it up. You and I would have flipped right over. We would have used our core strength to float. And I'll have a Jones down on the way to the next one. Oh, is there one that involves sitting? Yes, we'll take that one. We'll do that detour. But I mean, yeah, it seemed absolutely ridiculous. I didn't hate that we got a shirtless Victor scene out of it. We got a little shirtless Victor Rowan. That was pretty hot.
Yeah.
But yes, like you said, the second Leo touched water, he was like a cat. He was like, out, out, next detour, switch, change, no water. Oh, Jesus, you're overreacting a little bit, aren't you? Is that where you...
It was like he's never touched water before. He would have...
No,
he was just done. It was hilarious. I was laughing so hard.
Remember, like, the last episode when I couldn't understand why he was so impressed to see the cat on water? I think now we know why. Although he seemed fine in that boat. He didn't seem terrified of water on the last episode. I don't know.
No. Well, I just think, you know what? It was just, you could hardly move, it looked like. Mm-hmm. And any slight move the wrong way, even, from Jamal, you would have just tipped over. So I think it was like, I can't even move. Get me out of here. Kind of thing,
Annie says the professional rowers do make it look like they're gliding in chat.
Yeah.
And Melanie says they were also so dry by the time they got to the detour. Well, I don't think he went underwater. He kind of just tipped for 1 second, got a little wet, and then got right out. Go ahead.
Yes. Well, no, I had a colleague that was doing that in the mornings before going to work, and he would tell me about it. I'm just like, blah, 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 you're rowing a boat. But now I want to reach out and be like, hey, I do have some respect for you. That I didn't realize how bad and difficult it was. So.
You got it. Who knew? Who knew how hard Olympic rowing was?
Knew.
So it turned out it was not just Leo and Jamal that ended up switching. Tyler and Corey decided to switch. They gave it a good try and were like, no, this is not for us. And Nicole and Victor followed suit as well and were like, this is not for us. So everybody ended up changing, doing that detour, except for for Colin and Christy once they finally made it to it. And so whatever. On the other side of that detour, now the memorizing the name of the places, I did like the montage of the Afghanimals when they were there first. And he's like, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Is there another one? When are we done? It's not over yet? How many more of these are there? And, I mean, I have a horrible memory, so I feel like I would never be able to do that. Especially because you're not, doing it. If we were in the car and it was, a visual thing where the street is there or the building is there or there's something that's jogging my memory, 100% I think I could do it. But
they were in a car and they could see it, But
when they had to give the answers, they just had to sit in front of that man at the desk. I don't think I'd be able to recall it just sitting there, is my point.
I would have probably had to stick with rowing. I would have had to try to figure it out because I have a bad memory as well.
BB Boston in the chat says, oh, Victor wasn't able to do it with the albatross around his neck. Oh, poor Victor. Victor.
Oh.
Oh, poor Victor.
Oh, that sting, BB Boston.
Oh, fuck you, BB Boston. So Leo and Jamal end up getting it. You know, we did not think that they were going to be able to get it, but they got it, and they were off to the pit stop for the, part 1 of this finale.
Well, especially with Jamal, all those times when he was like sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Leo's just like, we done? And you just, all those times Jamal's just in the car sleeping. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, who thought they were going to get it the first time? I did not.
I just loved how, after Leo and Jamal do that, we've had this whole like roller coaster edit for them of like, will they do it? Will they not? This is the 11th leg of the race. They're always been eliminated here. Oh my God, what a victory this is going to be. They finally get to be first. And then they make it to the mat and Phil goes, oh yeah, you're not checking in yet. Oh, by the way, you're not done. Haha, just kidding, fooled you. Did you think that the detour and the roadblock and the helicopter ride and the memorizing shit and the 15 things that you had to do on this leg were enough? Nope, you got one more.
Now you got to go shopping, and one of them's a purple shoe.
One of them's a purple shoe. You two aren't gay, so good luck. So good luck and have fun finding your purple shoe.
Over.
Colin and Christy at this point end up, they have their whole montage of, we're not going to quit the rowing. Let's keep going. Christy doesn't, the way they figured out to do it, which in all honesty, I did kind of think was a smart idea. They figured out that they only need to do it in the 1 minute. And
1 minute.
The person, unless you're both perfectly synced together doing it, you're just screwing the other person. So I did think it was a smart strategy that Christy and Colin came up with, have her do nothing and hold the paddles out of the water and just let him row the boat so that her things are not slowing them down. And then all I could do was think, how ironic, Nicole. It was the one challenge where you're actually doing nothing would have helped. But you did.
Well, it's like her on the tandem bike, right? Where she had her legs up and she was holding the eggs.
Yeah.
And she was doing nothing. Unfortunately, it tired Victor out, for the hoisting up the cow. But yeah, that's all that she could have done. Just think of it as a tandem bike. I was thinking the same thing.
I was just dying. Just hysterical. Like, you could have done nothing. This was your one where you're doing nothing would have been good. And you didn't do it. Whatever. But Colin and Christy did end up being able to do it. And they're off. They actually end up kind of catching up a little bit. But now over to the market. All the teams running around. What did they need to find? They needed to find the carpet. They needed to find the trunk. They needed to find the dress. They needed to find the purple shoe. Lots of running around looking for these items. Was there ever a moment where you were like, oh God, I don't know who's going to win this leg of the race or who's going to be out? Or did you feel like you kind of knew as this was all going on?
I think I knew.
You feel like you,
especially since I had seen your tweet the night of the show. I kind of knew what was going to be happening, but I don't know if I really liked it though. Let's just get on the mat and let's just get to another city. Like,
yeah,
why did we need to do that? That's what I was more annoyed with that. It's just like, who cares? Now what? Why is Phil giving an envelope? Oh, now you got to have a shopping list. I thought it was stupid. Why have it?
That wasn't even as stupid to me as Phil, and I didn't get it at first. Like, I really had to think about it, which maybe I'm stupid, but when Phil was like, so whatever. So, Tyler and Corey are helping Leo and Jamal. The shoes are in the gay club, and this and like everybody's kind of helping each other except Nicole and Victor. When they finally arrive, nobody will help Nicole and Victor, but all the other teams are helping each other. So Leo and Jamal finally get it. They run to Phil, and Phil's like, "You're team number 1 to arrive. Just I need one to know." And I was like, what? And I was confused, And then I was like, whatever. Then Kyler and Corey check in, and then he's like, Tyler and Corey, you're second place. But I guess I realize it now. He was saying, I need to whisper it to you because there are people like race chasers, people in real life who follow around the Amazing Race teams to try and help them. This is a public market. If Phil was to be too vocal, being like, you guys got first place.
Really?
Yes, that is why he had to whisper it, because he was afraid that anybody in the public would be able to hear what place they were in and then go run and tell the other teams that are still doing it, like, you're out of it, don't worry, like, in some way they could jeopardize the game if anybody knew. But yeah, there are people that literally follow around the Amazing Race teams around the world. They're called race chasers.
They're rich and have no jobs. Jeez.
Seriously. Or if they know, because there are whole sections of Reddit. Hi Reddit, we're on Reddit too, everyone, but nobody cares. There are whole sections of Reddit which will update and let you know like what country they're in, what airport they're going to, or someone will be like, we saw they just got tickets to JFK, they're landing at 10 a.m. Then if somebody lives near JFK, they can go there. So I don't know if they're following them around the world.
So maybe they're not exactly traveling to every country, but
Right.
they've got them in every country where someone's going to read Reddit and go, okay, that's me. Oh.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. That is exactly what it's like. But whatever. The favorite part of this episode was when poor, unhelped Nicole and Victor come in last place. It's time for you to go.
Oh, Victor, we tried.
He didn't even make it to the finale. You guys got the Brendan and Rachel screw over. How interesting that you would screw over Rachel and Alyssa and then end up meeting their same exact fate. P.S. The Amazing Race never wants the Big Brother people to make it and win. Never. You never had a chance. If you're better friends with Rachel, you'd have known that.
Her with all those legs. She's completed
all those legs of the race. And now, as we head into part 2 of the finale, the teams are for really real off to Merca, the spirit of Detroit. Detroit. Oddly enough, right where Tyler and Corey live. Right where they
When I saw that, I was like, I wonder who's going to win.
Yeah, I was like, didn't they grow up here? Or isn't like Corey from here? Like they were from there. Oh, and Nicole. Yeah. Oh, wait, it was Nicole and Victor? I don't know. They were saying it's Nicole and Victor. I thought it was Tyler and Corey that grew up there. Oh, both of them. No, okay.
I thought it was 2.
It was all of them. I knew it was Tyler and Corey, but apparently Nicole and Victor also are close by there or live close by there. Oh, right. Nicole lives close by. But please, like Nicole leaves her small town. So they're off to the spirit of Detroit. Leo and Jamal arrive first. We get the first roadblock of the finale, of the real part of the finale, of the racing for $1 million roadblock now, where you have to face walk down a building and remember numbers. Oh.
Who would have done that if it was you and I?
You.
I can't do everything.
Well, sorry, then we're disqualified. Penalty. Is there a penalty we can take? Oh, hell no. Did you see Tyler when they pushed Tyler over the edge? He did that thing where, like, his legs could not even hold his body up. He was, like, convulsing. He was so terrified.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to walk down it, but then I think there was the attempt, right? Because I think Leo did it, where it looked like he was walking. And then after a while, they were just being drugged down. They were just hanging. Right?
And now, not only that, because yes, 100% I noticed that. So Leo and Jamal went first. They made it all the way down. They're off to the next part of this challenge, which we'll explain in a minute. But then Tyler and Colin were the next 2 to go. But Tyler had like a 3-minute lead on Colin going down this thing. But if you watch them being lowered, Colin was so much lower than
Yes,
Tyler.
because he was doing this to the camera and stuff, right?
Well,
and you could see Tyler way, way, way behind him.
Yeah, but what I found interesting was until the shot came of them touching the ground, then magically Tyler is way ahead of him and Colin is like 3 or 4 feet above him. And I'm like, this is some creative editing going on here. So producers were probably like, Tyler got there first. You have to let Tyler go down first. Hold for Colin. We're on a hold for Colin. I think I will say this again. There's a wonderful episode that we did of this show with Pinky from The Amazing Race several years ago called I Guess, where we guess all the things that happen on a final leg of The Amazing Race because they want it controlled. Meaning, like, taxi drivers are really PAs with earpieces and just all the, like, nobody is really who they seem to be in these episodes of a finale. It is all very controlled when people will move along or not move along. Just saying. You should watch that episode. So he gets down. Now they're off to, we have to go to the bank vault and we have to put in the combination on the bank vault. I do not know why this was so hard for Jamal. Have you never been to high school? Did you not have a combination lock? The part that was lost on him was you had to turn back to the number, or the way it works on any lock ever.
But you also had to turn the wheel, too. The big wheel, right?
Well, obviously. But the part that was getting him stuck, he didn't understand you had to, go past the 0 4 or 5 times or whatever, and then end on the first number, then go the other way, then go backwards. That's literally every lock ever that's a combination lock. And like the whole
I think when he was spinning it counterclockwise, I don't think he was doing it counterclockwise. I don't think he understood what that meant either, which I, of course, would have gotten that. But I think when he was having to spin it the first time, he was waiting for it to stop, because it said it's until it stops. And that's what was confusing to me, too.
It did not say until it stops. It said, and stop at the first number.
Oh.
It even told him what to do, and he still couldn't get it.
Oh, I thought it was until it stops, and it's just like, when's it going to stop?
I was just like, this is absolutely, this makes no sense. So Tyler and Corey end up getting it, passing Leo and Jamal, so they're losing their lead. Colin and Christy, well, technically Colin got it ahead of Tyler. So
Colin got it ahead of time, but then they couldn't find their cab driver who was supposed to wait for them.
Yes.
The PA.
The PA cab driver.
PA cab driver.
Indeed.
Going around the block looking for a coffee.
So weird that the cab driver wouldn't know where to wait with all the other cab drivers.
Right, because we saw them go to the other cab drivers. Where is he?
Yeah, it was weird. The other cab drivers couldn't find him.
Maybe because he's not a cab driver.
Maybe. Maybe that is why they could not find him. But that was, like you said, that was when Colin lost it. Because, don't get me wrong, Colin is well aware of these games. Colin has also done this race before. So that is why Colin is, when he, losing his mind in that taxi. Could you just shut the fuck up, Christine? Christina, you need to just the fuck up, because you're not just talking to a regular taxi driver. It's not like any other place. You know exactly who we're talking about. But we can't say that, Christine. You know that you're talking to production. Let's not piss off production on the last leg of the race, bitch. Okay, well, I just wish you would not interrupt me, and I would just like to tell production, I mean our taxi driver, that he is a very nice man and I love him, and that I wish the best for him. Namaste.
Seriously, he had that look in his eye that we've seen before, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is what he blows.
Killer.
But he didn't, because of production.
He got right there. The
furthest we've seen him, right there. Like, he got there.
Yeah, that's sad. We didn't get to see any Colin explosion. I thought that it was funny, but I did think Christine's head was literally going to explode. Like, in her head, she was like doing some mantra meditation.
Balancing her chakras.
She's like, she is like doing, like, that was a lot in that moment. But they are off. They now have to go and play foul, which is football bowling. But, more on that in a moment. So the teams are off to go play football bowling. Meanwhile, we now have Leo alone in this vault. He cannot get it. He legit, the amount of times you see him looking at production, if you watch that screen again, he's just like staring at people off camera. He's like, really nobody? Really nobody? And then just sits down and is like, okay, oh, we're making a show, so you let me know when one of you guys are going to fill me in on this, because I'm done. And just sits down.
Yeah, I'm done.
Done, I'm out.
Nobody. Then, just started sitting there and like almost in the fetal position.
Yeah. He's just like, fuck this. I'm going to wait until someone in production tells me what we're supposed to do because I'm done. I can't figure it out. Then magically, in the worst acting job I've ever seen in my life, he stands up and goes,
No, we see it lit up, right? We see it.
Wait a minute. I had an epiphany. What if I stop at the number? Oh, you mean like it said the whole entire time?
I felt so bad for the Afghanimals. Oh.
I felt so bad for him too, but look, your curse was broken, and let's face it, CBS ain't letting two ethnic people win this game. Sorry. Did you think you had a chance? Have you watched the news? Do you know anything about what's happening at CBS?
The two Arabs, I know.
You are dark-skinned and you are a man, so that is a plus. But unfortunately, I believe the dark skin is going to trumpet for them, and you're not winning. Trumpet, no pun.
Trumpet.
Trumpet, no pun. So they are now so far behind. Cut over to Tyler and Corey, who are first at football bowling. And then here comes Colin and Christy, right on their ass. Colin and Christy, like...
Okay, I've never heard of this.
Me neither.
I never want to play it.
And you live in one of those stupid states where that would be like a granola eating thing to do. Like, let's all go play the foul.
Not. I've never even heard of it before. And then Phil's just like, and with the inventor here. And I'm just like, what the hell is this?
I'm really surprised.
It was stupid. I would never, ever play it. I don't understand why it exists.
And I love how they were like, this was invented at a tailgating party. So like, no shit.
No shit.
Was it? Did drunk people go, let's throw a football bowling pin? This is a new game.
And I love Tyler. How many balls do I get? As many until you knock them all down. I would have just gotten 5 and just threw them all at once. Because you could do it over your head. You could do it under your... Like, what was that demonstration, too? Like, it was just the whole thing was stupid. And then and then the next one's even stupider.
This is a great example.
I hated this finale show.
This is a great example of how stupid we are as Americans. People are literally playing to go into this place and play this game. When you ask the person, what's the rules? And they go, whatever you want, moron. You just gave me $20. Here's a fucking football. Go throw it at some pins. Thanks for your $20.
How many chances do I get?
Many as you want. 3. Whatever. 16.
You're an idiot. You gave me $20 already.
Yeah, you gave me $20 to throw football at a bowling pin. Moron. Do whatever you want. It's pretty. Thank God you're pretty. So they are off. Tyler and Corey end up finishing first. Colin and Christy are right behind them. And then the teams are again off to their next part. Which now, Detroit Rock City, we gotta do something with music. Let's press some two-tone records. I just love how they tried to make this seem like this was a hard thing. Like, when they were explaining the demonstration, they tried to make it seem like it's hard. I literally think any 4-year-old that play with Play-Doh could do this. It was literally take
Well,
color one.
I love Corey. Okay, now cut it in half.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little warm. Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
warm.
You gotta put two colors together. You gotta do color. You gotta do the orange color, and you gotta do the red color. You gotta put two colors together. That's the
Put them
twist of
together,
this
but
challenge.
keep an inch apart. You got to keep
Just
them
an
an inch. And they were the worst ones at it.
How did they mess that up so bad that they had to
I
redo
don't know.
like 5
They
of
had
them?
to do. They only had like 2 out of 5 good. They had to make 3 more. They were all smeared all over the place. Colin and Christie's actually was really. You could really see a defined line.
Colin
And I
and
just thought,
Christie's were great.
I was wondering how Corey and Tyler messed it up so bad. I couldn't figure it out.
I couldn't figure it out either. They ended up having to do, I think, redo 3 of them. Magically, Colin and Christie had to redo none of them. So they got to go right off to the next checkpoint that they had to do. And Tyler and Corey following shortly behind them. Leo and Jamal, we have no idea where the hell they are. I think Leo is still sitting down at this point. You know, we already said he sat and left, but in reality, no.
Well,
we didn't
after
even
they
see him yet.
completed this one, and then we're off to the drum one, we
Yeah.
have not. There's been 2 challenges now, and we haven't even heard of the Afghanimals. I just thought, oh God, he's just sitting there still. I felt so bad. I'm like, are we ever going to hear from them again?
Yeah, in my notes, we did not see Leo sitting down to give up until after the record press challenge was done. So that is how long before Leo got back in this race. So Tyler and Corey and Colin and Christie are now off to the final challenge for this finale. The Hart Plaza, looking for the musicians, where they had to assemble a drum kit.
I would have rather them be looking for magicians than this challenge. This was the stupid. These 3 challenges were so stupid.
Well,
I just, why?
I have a theory on this drum kit, because essentially the entire challenge was put together a drum kit exactly the way this other drum kit is put together. Oh, that sounds so easy. Oh, we're going to make it a little more difficult. We're going to have these musicians blasting their music around you so you could not communicate. Now, here is the honest to God truth in my opinion. It is always like this on the last thing before the teams are off to the pit stop. There is always some ridiculous challenge involving a million parts. I'll think last season with Jessica and Cody, it was the only thing I watched was the last 10 minutes live, but they had to like assemble a plane and put the stupid things in order. I personally feel it's so that production can pass the person they want whenever they're ready to. Like, it's just a good way to make up any reason, because nobody's really going to know. It's very easy for production to say, okay, you're cleared, and then look at Tyler and Corey's and go, all right, let's just say their screw was not turned correctly. We can blame it on that. And now we'll keep going. I just think it's a very easy way a production is trying to control who wins the game. Create some fantastical thing that has 100 different things you can do wrong, and just wait until the team you want.
You're saying that's where they're picking the team that they want, because it's a rigged game and not by chance, like we as the fans think it is.
Yeah, I mean, just like in the way that the second Colin and Christie magically got it, is the exact, like, 2 minutes later, once they are off, once they have started running and have their 5-minute lead, this is when Corey magically notices the thing on the ground. Really? That's when you magically noticed it after? Like, oh, what's this? The little nut on the ground? You know, production was like, look, you lost.
A little washer? What's that?
You know, production was like, look, they're off. They're getting driven by a PA directly to the pit stop, so there's no confusing turns they have to take. They beat you. They're getting their express ride. Just magically find your little nut on the floor and let's end this season. In my opinion, I would have no way to prove that that's the way this show goes. So I was annoyed. I was definitely annoyed. I really wanted Tyler and Corey to win. As soon as I saw that Colin and Christy were the first ones to run away from that challenge, and it said to the final pit stop, I was like, well, that's it. They won. And I mean, good for them.
Who knows? I didn't know if they had to go shopping in Detroit. Maybe shopping for groceries for the crew. I don't know. Like, I was like, is it that easy? I mean, I thought, okay, they won, but then is there something else? And then I paused my DVR and went, there's only 10 minutes left. So they won.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to ever hear of the Afghanimals again.
I think we will. They seem to be in good spirits after.
No. And then we find out, then we see their journey, right? Towards the end. Like, once Colin and Christy check in. Yeah. And then...
My favorite moment. So obviously, like you just said, Colin and Christy check in first. Congratulations, you won the Amazing Race. Tyler and Corey second. Leo and Jamal third. My favorite moment of this entire finale was Eliza doing the...
I was trying to read her shirt.
That was the best moment of this entire finale. I lived for it. I loved it. It was hands down the best. I tweeted it, like I recorded the video of it and tweeted it out. Within 3 seconds, Eliza like retweeted it and like just started profusely apologizing to Leo and Jamal. Like, I'm sorry, forgive me. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean it. But I thought it was funny. And I mean, I don't know. How do you feel coming out of this season? We have not talked about this show in years. Do you feel like it was... Here's the first thing I want to say. John and I have not covered this for years. So if there is one time you guys are going to leave comments on any of our shows, now's your chance to do it. Make sure you leave comments below if you're watching on our website or YouTube and let us know. You love these recaps. You want us to cover this show again. If you guys are loving it and want us to keep doing these shows, you better leave something in the comments below to let us know. Otherwise, we'll just try another show. But how do you feel about this season, John? Overall, did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your final thoughts?
I did love this season. I did. I'm so glad. Yeah, because I haven't watched it, like you said, in years.
Mm-hmm.
There's ones I have wanted to watch, but, of course, if Rachel and Alyssa were on that, I'm like, okay, yeah, now I'm interested. And then some of the other teams, like the Afghanimals. I didn't know who Team Fun is, but now I do, and I'm all about the fun. So I love this season. It was a great season. I love Eliza and Corinne. Is it Corinne? Corinne. So funny. There were so many good moments for this.
Who did you want to win?
Out of the three or out of
overall? Do you remember who you said you wanted to win this season? I'm sure I said Rachel, but
I'm sure you said Rachel. I think wasn't I saying Team Fun?
I think you were saying Team Fun. Out of the final three, who did you want to win? Out of Colin and Christy, Tyler and Corey, Leo and Jamal, who did you want to win?
I wanted Leo and Jamal.
I kind of did too.
Mm-hmm. All they're having babies, they're growing families. I just thought, it'd be great for them just to have some money. Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
the white people win because they win all the time.
They do. And I hate to say that.
Now you have me talking like you.
I'm just trying to be controversial for the comments. I love Tyler and Corey. Obviously, Tyler and Corey is the team I really wanted to win. But at the end of the day, they don't... I mean, sure, everyone could use the money, but, they don't need the money. Tyler can go...
They won, and they don't need the money.
Right. Tyler can go make a video on YouTube making a sundae on his face and make $100,000. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. Colin and Christy not going to be able to do that. Leo and Jamal not gonna be able to do that. But I will say, on a side note, I had a funny conversation with Leo. He was like, I was checking back, I was watching your shows. He's like, so you like my side boob? I was like, that was such a hot episode, Leah. I loved it. I loved all of your side boob in that episode. It was so great. I see a lot of people in our chat are saying they really wanted Brittany and Janelle to win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I listened when I took the bullet for all of you. I listened to Brittany on Victor and Nicole's podcast, and I don't think The Amazing Race is meant for Brittany. As much as I love her, I don't think she's doing it again. I think she realized this is not cut out for her. She'll do Big Brother again.
Yeah.
She will not do Amazing Race again.
But then she'd do Survivor.
No, she would never. No. She doesn't like physically exerting, is what I'm saying, John. But you know what? People don't need to physically exert themselves to keep up with us, John. Because I feel like, as I've said a million times, we're covering Big Brother every single day. John's cooking shows, our hangout shows, Twitch shows, Bravo show. There are so many shows we are live every single day. You're not losing us. We would encourage you, if you've liked this show, to check out more of our content, share more of our content. And if people want to follow you, John, where can they do that?
Everywhere at Comedy Jonah, right here.
At Comedy Jonah. Well, thanks for such a wonderfully fun recap of a season, John.
Yay! We're just getting our rhythm back, and we're keeping it going, people.
Right, now you go keep it going right to the store and get yourself an air conditioner, pretty, and I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, but not bye to all of you watching right now. You now. Yes, you now. Everyone in the You Now chat room, you guys hold on. We'll have a little bit of an after party. Let me just wrap it up for all the people watching this back later and say, you have your marching orders. If you're watching this on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com, make sure you leave a comment below. If you are watching in YouTube, make sure that you thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the bell so you're alerted when we go live. Of course, you can comment down there as well. 5-star rating and a nice review on iTunes is very much appreciated. This entire summer, we are doing shows on You Now about reality TV, hangout shows, John's cooking shows, pretty much all of our content except for our Big Brother shows. Those will specifically be on the TV Co. App and website just when they're live. Then they will be on our website, iTunes, our website, everywhere after if you can't watch them live. And pretty much you guys know the deal. We're 24/7 Big Brother all summer long. So we hope you will not leave us. If you enjoyed this show and want to help support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron for access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, shows just for patrons, or you could always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. It's like a tip. Leave John a tip. He needs an air conditioner. Or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You don't pay any more. It really helps support our shows. Check us out late nights over on Twitch/realityrecaps if you like Fortnite and gaming and people usually arguing. There's lots of that. Or just share our stuff on social media. Make sure you're following us. All great ways to help support us too. I will see you guys tomorrow for our next Big Brother show and patron show. See you guys later. Bye for now, everybody. Go comment, like, love, share. Bye.